Y'all already know after this movie, there's about to be a whole lot of KK cosplayers at Comic-Con. And I can't wait. I'm rooting for everybody black. And welcome to my safe game, and everybody, thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, hey, how's it going? My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the force. I like to talk about superheroes. I like to talk about comic books. I like to talk about animated movies. I like to talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and of course, I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you think representation equals normalization and representation matters, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Become one of my safe Gaveneers. Become one of my regulars here on the channel. And you can also help me out by hitting the like button, watching this video for the watch time. I always say watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. So with that said, we're here to talk about the newest Netflix original animated series in stop motion, no less. And it's stop motion with black characters, no less, which is something that you really don't see. I can't think of another stop motion animated movie where there are black leads. I think this might be the first. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on that. But anyway, this animated stop motion film is called Wendell and Wild, and the screenplay is by Jordan Peele and Henry Selick, and it's also directed by Henry Selick. And Henry Selick doesn't get enough love and praise and acknowledgement amongst the film community. A lot of people don't realize because Tim Burton's name is on the title, he had nothing to do with Nightmare on Elm Street. Side note, I realized this while I was editing. I said Nightmare on Elm Street. I meant Nightmare Before Christmas. He came up with the general skeleton, the bare bones, and the concept, and his name was put on the marquee to sell it. But it was actually Tom Selleck that crafted the entire movie. He's also the mastermind behind James and the Giant Peach, and he also did Coraline as well. So yeah, let's give Tom Selleck his flowers, because I don't think he gets enough. And I haven't seen James and the Giant Peach, but I love Coraline and I love Nightmare Before Christmas. But the question is, did I walk away loving Wendell and Wild? Let's talk about it. This is going to be a non-spoiler review. It's on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, check it out and then come back and watch this review, or watch the review and then decide if you want to check it out. Because I have had some people say to me they rather watch the movie or show first, then watch my review, even if it's non-spoiler. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not talking spoilers, but it doesn't matter. They still rather watch it first, then see my review. But regardless of your preference, whether you've seen it already and now you're watching my review, or you're watching my review to decide if you want to see it, let's talk about Wendell and Wild. Wendell and Wild tells the story of two scheming demon brothers, Wendell and Wild, as they enlist the aid of a 13-year-old Cat Elliott to summon them to the land of the living. And this movie sees the return of favorite comedians Key and Peele as they are playing the voices of Wendell and Wild. It also has Lyrica Ross, who is the main actress, the lead, as Kay Elliott. We also got the legend, the iconic Angela Bassett, who's in this movie. You have James Hong, who most people most recently was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Ving Rhames is also in this movie, and you have newcomer trans actors Sam Zelaya, who's the voice of the character of Raul, and I actually got to meet him at a queer Netflix film festival event almost 3 weeks ago. So with all of that out of the way, I really did enjoy Wendell and Wild. I had a great time watching it. Like, this movie deals with a lot of issues of like family trauma, family abandonment, political corruption. In a small way, it deals with queer acceptance because the character of Raul is voiced by a trans male actor, and the character of Raul is also a trans male. And also, kind of just like Coraline, this movie's pretty dark. It goes to some places that I was like, oh man. Now, with that said, it's still for kids. If you let your kids watch Coraline, you could definitely let your kids watch Wendell and Wild. But I will say, the reason I said I really liked the movie, which I did, but I didn't love it, I do kind of feel like this movie was a little bit all over the place in the sense of, because I mentioned all the things and all the themes that this movie deals with, I feel like they tried to throw in so much with this movie that it kind of lost focus, and I feel like they should have focused on one specific storyline instead of trying to tell and juggle all of these storylines all at once. So getting into the story, you have the character, talking about the synopsis, Wendell and Wild, who's using the character of Kat to summon them to the land of the living. And the reason that ends up being the case is Kat is this entity known as a Hell Maiden. And so because of that, she has powers that no other normal kid her age seems to possess. And on top of that, obviously, also there's this entire demon world, this entire magical world. But all of that aside, it's really not even the main focus of the movie. Honestly, the main focus of the movie is this evil corporation trying to more or less demolish and take over a town and build a giant private prison. And this movie also talks about the corruption and criticizes heavily private prisons. And so you got all of these narratives going on, and which is actually the main focus of the movie. And I was just like, it was just too much going on. Now, with that said, like I said, you got Key and Peele, you got Angela Bassett, you got James Hong, like you got so many great actors in this movie. So the voice acting was not a problem. And I also enjoyed the characters that we got. Raul, KK, the character that Angela Bassett played, Sister Helly. I just wish we got to learn more about their characters, and specifically more about KK. I just wish we got to learn more about Kat and these origins or powers as a Hell Maiden. I feel like, again, they didn't really focus on it despite it really being the catalyst for getting this story going. But ultimately, I don't think it really went anywhere. Now, I will say the stop animation for this movie was great. It was gorgeous. It looked incredible. But yeah, honestly, review was probably gonna be short, but because I don't really know what else to say about it. I just wish this movie had more focus, but I still enjoyed what we got. The movie wasn't a mess. It was just, they just needed to narrow and focus it down a little bit. But I would say overall, Wendell and Wild is definitely worth watching, and I would still give it a low hit. But the question is, what did you guys think about Wendell and Wild? I know there's some people that absolutely loved it. Me, I wish I loved it, but I didn't hate it. A lot of people, you know, there's no nuance on the internet. People are like, oh, he didn't love it, that means he hated it. No, I didn't hate it, and I would watch it again, but honestly, in terms of like Coraline and Nightmare on Elm Street, it's not, to me, this isn't even touching them. But again, let me know, what did you think about Wendell and Wild? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out with the channel. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.